Hey guys, welcome to Try This episode number 13. For this particular idea, what we're going to do is incorporate triplet figures over the first four measures of countdown. But before we begin, I just want to remind you to click in the description below to where you'll find the link to Soundslice, where you'll see this notated. Also, don't forget to click the links below to find my lessons at musiclessons.com, as well as the gear that I use, and a link to my blog called The Everyday Musician, which comes out every Thursday. One more thing before we begin, hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the like button, and please be sure to share this with others. And if you do decide to film yourself doing this, record yourself doing this, just make sure to tag me in it. Alright guys, so let's break down this idea just a little bit. I'm not going to go into extreme detail over this. You can analyze this out, take a look at what's going on here. But I just want to throw out a couple of things here with this. You'll notice that at the very beginning of this, over the E minor 7, I start with the 9. And this particular part's not going to be notated. When I play this at the 80 beats per minute, then you'll start to see this notated. But I'm just walking my way through. So what I'm looking at is I have the 9, 7, root, right? This triplet fill. Just kind of switching it up, right? And then for the F7, now this is over the E minor, right? Over the F7, what I'm starting with is the 3rd. And I'm just walking down, I have the 3rd, the root, and the flat 7. Right? And then I just walk it back up with the 5th, the 13, and the flat 7, or the 6 and the flat 7. Right? When I hit the B flat major 7, I'm starting with the 5th for the first triplet, and then I'm going to hit the 13 for the second beat of that. Now this, to me, is probably the trickiest part. And that just could be for the reasons of having very particular ways that, I've played over the years, and there's certain patterns that just seem to make sense. But after I do that, all I'm doing there is taking the 13, the 9, and the major 7, right? So, and then for the D flat 7, what I'm doing is an inversion of a triad, a D flat major triad. So I have the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. And then I hit the 5th again, and I walk it down to a sharp 11 over top of that D flat 7, back to the 3rd. Right? For the G flat major 7, I'm starting with the root, going down to the 7, major 7, 3rd, 9, triple. So this right here, what you're finding with the first part, that first triplet, not too bad. The second part, the second beat of the G flat major 7, what I have is the 9, the 5, and the 7. So basically what I was thinking there is just basically imposing one of the diatonic triads, the D flat major over top of the G flat major. Right? Over top of that. But I was analyzing it as being part of the G flat just now. But when I was coming up with it, that's what I was thinking, is playing a D flat. When I go to the A7, what I wanted to do with this is to outline an A major triad over this. So I had the 9, the 3rd, and the root. And then for the second half of that beat, for the A7, I go up to the 9, the flat 7, and the 5. Right? Oh, starting with the 5th. Then for the last part here, what I've done is outline the D major 7. I have the 3rd, the root, the 7, the 5, and then I have the 3rd again. Root, 7, major 7, up to the 3rd. So all I'm doing with this is just taking a D major 7 and outlining it. And then that carries over to the next measure as well, holding on the 3rd. What I'd like to do is start with this. I'm going to take the metronome and have it clicking the triplets, and then and that's at 80. And then what I'm going to do is keep the pulse at 80, and I'm actually going to interpret that as the quarter notes. So let's go ahead and try that. Now what I'm going to do is turn it back in to the quarter note and play the triplets against that quarter. 3, 4. Now I'll put it in context. Alright guys, I want to thank you again for watching. Hopefully you put that into your playing. Don't forget to check the links below in the description so you can see this notated out. That way you can also see the gear that I use, and I hope to see you next time.